All right, boys. Time for another joke from your good pal Cory.
Let's hear it.
You come here for the highbrow humor. I know you do. All right, so what is Monica Rambeau's favorite Vietnamese restaurant?
I think I know where you're going with this, but what?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Photon.
Because it's spelled like faux. Yeah,
it works. It's perfect.
All right. That might be
it's clever,
better in print joke.
Yeah, because when you read it, it spells it out. It doesn't quite sound right, but who cares? This is our show.
Hey, either way, she probably likes pho. We all like pho.
And we don't make any money off of this, so we can do whatever the hell we want.
Not yet.
In order to make money. Like the video. This
is proud of his new
I'm
toy.
really proud of my new toy, guys. I can't help it. It's my Infinity Gauntlet. But anyway, welcome back to the Real Heroes Show. Nick and Kevin and Cory back again. We're going to talk about episode 7 of WandaVision. There will be heavy spoilers in this video. So if you have not seen the episode yet, get the hell out of here. Go watch the episode, then tag this video and come back and see us once you're done. You know, this episode was a little bit crazy. We went into the modern age, a little bit of a spoof on The Office and Modern Family. Things seem to start falling apart a little bit for Wanda. Vision spent some good time with Darcy, and then it all ended up in a creepy lair in a basement, and we got a really big reveal. So diving right into things.
We did indeed.
Kevin, out of 10,
Sure.
what would you give this one?
You know, this is one of those weird times where we did get a big reveal that matters. Some of our theories were proven right. It was an important episode. I still didn't love it like I loved some of the other ones. So for this one, for me, it gets a 7.
Really?
I don't like how disassociated Wanda has become in this episode. I mean, the humor was great. It was really funny, but it didn't, to me, play well with the drama that was going on around it. Like I think they wanted it to. I mean, it's supposed to be like this weird juxtaposition, right? Of her lightheartedness and the actual. She didn't give a shit that Vision was gone. She never went to look for him. When one of her, I can't keep their names straight, Billy or Tommy, whenever he says, my head is really loud and all this kind of, she doesn't care. She goes back to sleep. She's like, I'm resting my eyes. I just wasn't that big of a fan of the way that they played that. Some of it, on the other hand, fantastic. The commercial this time, wonderful. In fact, I think that has huge implications for the rest of the series, as well as probably the rest of the MCU in the next phase. For the first time, that's like a really important commercial, I think. But there were just some bits of it that just left me going, I don't know. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. I agree with some of it. So
I do.
How about you, bud?
Yeah, I was going to give it an 8. I think I preferred and liked last week's episode. I think last week's episode was the best thus far, or maybe up there as like one of the top 2 best of the season. The lack of care from her, from the mother, from Wanda to the kids, just seemed very nonchalant. Like, I'm gonna take a quarantine style staycation. Of course, very fitting, since we've had to take a quarantine style vacation ourselves
for like a year now.
For quite some time.
She only took a day. We took a year, damn it.
The other thing I wasn't really too fond of was when Vision and Darcy are in the clown car, or ice cream truck, whatever the hell it is, and they stop at the red light. Why the hell are you stopping at a red light when there's 0 people on the road? Like, they could have driven past the light and kept going, and she just stops. like, I don't know if it's just like a force of habit from stopping at red lights in the real world or what, but then that stop ultimately just delayed them even more. You know, and then of course Vision finally realizes, why am I just sitting here talking to you guys? Like and he just, you know, goes through the roof and flies over. But
I have my own ideas about why they did that.
But,
it bugged me too.
Like there is, I see why they did it. For the show, for the humor, for the, you know, the mimicking of like the Office sitcom, right? And obviously to literally delay the story and the character from kind of getting there too. But it still just bugged me. And I was like, what? No, this is kind of dumb, and
it's a little odd.
So you said you were going to give it an 8. Did you stick with an 8, or did you?
Yeah,
okay.
That's basically what I put down. I was like, it's probably about an 8 for me. Nothing higher.
Interesting.
What you, Cory?
I've watched it twice, and when I first watched it, I was in the 7 territory. When I watched it second time, I moved it up to 7.5. Because it just, for some reason, I think knowing what was going to happen, it flowed a little bit better, and being able to pay attention to the details a little bit more, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed it the first time. I also watched it for the first time at 6 o'clock in the morning, so that may have something to do with it as well. But because I'm horrified of spoilers on the internet.
Right.
Wake up and watch this shit before work. So I know we kind of touched on some dislikes. Nick, what did you like about the episode?
I mean, I kind of like the fact that it's somewhat apparent that Wanda is losing control.
Yeah.
And it's like her mental instability is coming out more. I mean, you can see whether it's due from stress or this anxiety of not really knowing what's going on. Like maybe it's been too much, really. You know, I deal with the fact that, and I found it interesting when Darcy was filling Vision in on who he was, what happened, you know, weeks ago. Again, mere weeks ago, this all, you know, the snap happened and all that kind of stuff. So it's still crazy.
Do you mean this snap?
Yes, that snap.
That one.
The snap where everyone came back. Interesting that Darcy says Ultron, or Vision says Ultron, right? But Darcy says the bad guy and doesn't say the name Thanos.
Is he going to be like Voldemort now? Is that, are they going to not mention his name?
He who shall not be named.
Right.
Oh.
I kind of feel like that's like one of those things where we don't talk about Thanos because of what he did. You know, so
I actually kind of would like that, because it really puts some gravity on how serious what he did was.
The weight and I say the respect for his name, but like also the disrespect for everything else too.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked that, and because I thought it was interesting too, but at the same time, I get why they possibly chose to go that route. And I really liked what they're doing, and obviously proving more and more, kind of like we said, you know, episodes ago, with Monica Rambeau being going to Photon. Although it's not really a theory, but I think because when she gets through the barrier, we see that the spectrum of colors is different, right? So I wonder if that's the name that they're gonna go with for her, because her mother was Photon. So they could go with that route. It's not like a big deal to me, like whatever name they choose for her. But I just think they might go with the name Spectrum because of the spectrum of colors that she sees, and she might kind of use that as like an idea name for herself, and that's like the most recent name for her in the comics. But
yeah,
I mean, I like it. It's good stuff.
Cool. Kevin, what'd you like?
Can I cite the big reveal in this?
Yeah, of course. Sure. We gave the spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Spoilers again. If you're watching still, what's wrong with you? Go watch the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I do like. I like that we finally find out that it really is Agatha.
Oh, absolutely.
All along.
Yeah.
And the little theme song that they did for her was utterly fantastic.
Did you know that's her? That's her singing it.
I did not
No.
know that, but that's
You
really
watch,
cool.
If you watch the credits, it says performed by Catherine Hahn.
That's, it's
I know
She's-
they mimicked the Munsters theme song.
Yeah.
yeah,
which is
and
awesome.
she's killing it in this role.
Very,
You know,
very
she's I always liked her, like in Bad Moms and all that kind of. I mean, she's hilarious. She's a
Step Brothers.
Really, yeah, she's really funny. But she's really showing her, I think, her acting ability in the
Yeah.
show. So I really liked that. You know, I like that there's still this tension and a little bit of question as to who Peter really is.
Yep.
Because obviously at one point, obviously he's not Quicksilver. We understand that.
She even says that.
Right,
He's not,
and
he's not your uncle.
exactly. And at one point during the little song, you see her kind of controlling him.
Night Nick.
Yeah, exactly. So there's still some question as to who he is, and I like that. So there's still some stuff that we're guessing at.
Yeah.
You know, there was some fun stuff that happened, and definitely it is being moved along. My favorite thing though is that Nexus commercial, because all I could think about was Robin Williams and fuck it all. It was like,
I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't breathe. Fuck it all.
fuck it all.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it seemed like, because the world doesn't revolve around you. Or,
Yep.
that was, to me, that was like the highlight of the episode.
Yeah.
And not just specifically because of how humorous it was, but because of the implications that it has for moving forward, like I said earlier. So definitely some good stuff. The visuals, amazing.
Oh yeah, the aspect ratio changes.
I think that really what we're going to find out is that, yeah, Wanda is losing it to a degree mentally, but things are not falling apart because she's losing it. I think she's losing it because things are falling apart, if that makes sense. And I think the reason things are starting to glitch is because she just has stretched her powers too far.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, they had to fall back 8 miles outside of.
That's a
Come
that's
on.
a in every
That's a-
direction.
Yeah, that's a big
You know?
fucking bubble at this
Yeah.
point, you know. And you could tell that they were still somewhat close to it, you know, even 8 miles outside of Westview. So I feel like, and inside the hex, she is still just able to bloop and affect reality in whatever way that she wants to, as long as she's concentrating on it in that moment.
Yeah.
So I feel like her powers, as broad and enormous as they are, they're stretched a little thin. Things are starting to glitch.
Yep.
She doesn't really know how to deal with it, so she's starting to fall apart. So I did like that. I just didn't really like the way that they portrayed that, I guess.
Fair enough.
What
Interesting.
about you, Cory? What did you like?
Well, I've said this multiple times on this channel, and my hope for this show was that it was going to be extremely weird, and we got a ton of really weird shit in this episode. If you think about it, right? So at one point during this episode, the twice dead, now alive again synthezoid is driving around processing his feelings in a funnel cake truck,
Yeah.
while at the same time his wife that brought him back to life is getting lured into a basement lair that looks like it was ripped straight out of like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, that's in the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And it turns out that she's a ridiculously powerful witch also.
Yep.
That's in a Marvel Comics show. Like that is we're so past the first Avenger at this point.
No,
Not even funny.
Yeah.
Like
where we came from.
it's
where we
unreal.
are.
Like to
What
me,
a time to be alive.
yeah, that's the most exciting thing. I loved Paul Bettany has made me laugh this entire series, and his little
been great.
interview segments where he's got the little lav mic clipped to his chest and everything. It killed me. When he looks right in the camera and says, "I'm not amused," because of all the shit that Wanda's pulling. Like all that stuff actually really hit well for me. But you know, obviously I couldn't stop thinking about the end of the episode and Catherine Hahn and everything that she did, because I mean, that couldn't have been more perfect. Her evil laugh at the end before they hit the credits.
bitch killed Sparky, man.
Unbelievable.
What the hell is that about?
Yeah, Disney Plus show where they murdered a dog. Check that
only
shit out.
evil people kill dogs, all right?
And she even just goes, and I killed Sparky too.
That laugh,
And
that
then the
laugh
laugh.
is perfect.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think that this one, we're in Act 3 now. If this is 9 episodes, which we all believe it to be, they've very cleanly and neatly set the table for what's going to happen in the next 2, which I think is exactly what this episode needed to do. So, we've got a couple minutes before we need to wrap this one up. But what do you guys take on just this whole thing that happened in that basement? Like, there's a lot of shit going on there. There's magical looking artifacts, there's spell book looking things, there's
like
plants or like vines and trees growing in the basement of a house. Like,
Yeah, I feel like this is probably a portal to somewhere else, or this is a double meaning of Nexus, right? So
Yeah.
ooh, okay.
that we could definitely be getting Nexus beings, which I'm going to talk about in our theories video, but this also could just be a nexus of magical energy somewhere on Earth, which could explain why Westview, like, why did it happen here? Well, this was already a nexus spot.
Weird
for
point. Yep.
that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
They use the
Interesting
color
how-
really interesting too, because
Oh, yeah.
Wanda's magic is red, Agatha's is purple,
Right.
Doctor Strange's is orange. Like, they're making it clear that there are different types of magic
sure.
No,
in this
absolutely.
universe, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that when the big reveal happened, when it was Agatha all along, when she first lands, like what would be the first episode of WandaVision, like you see the her costume,
little glimpse,
which was
little
which
tickle,
is
little
straight
tease.
straight from the comics. They didn't make her old, which is totally fine, because we all obviously know it's her. So making her young and modern makes perfect sense. And I think it would be a little bit of a disservice to make Catherine Hahn old.
Mhm.
Because just her being her is it's great. So
Yep.
I feel like they should they made the right decision there. But we get like the Book of the Damned, and it's got this magic glowing around it too. So, and it wasn't purple, which is kind of interesting. It's not her magic, maybe, or maybe she knows how to unlock it, or it's just a spell that's over it. So that's just how it looks. But
Or maybe that's why she needs Wanda.
it's possible. Where the hell are the twins? Right?
Yeah.
Like that was
They
another
vanish
thing.
often in the comics, right?
Yeah, and they vanish. And I guess I'll save it for my theory video.
Stay tuned.
But I love there's like a little thing in the background, or it looks like there's like little small skulls
Mhm.
in it. Kind of creepy, but again, I love this whole creepy, weird vibe, and there's like these looks like ancient symbols on like the tops of
Yeah.
the ceiling or basement, if you will. But
Somehow they're in Nocturne Alley.
Yeah.
but it's like, is that a portal, like you said, that might have something to do with the Darkhold?
Mhm.
Which means Blade.
Yeah, Marshala, come on in.
Oh man, there's a lot. It's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really good. But I think a lot of that we can save for our theory video, because I think we're gonna have a lot of theories after this one. So
Oh, yeah.
I think unless you guys have anything else to say on this episode, this is a good place to wrap it up. Anything else you guys got?
We'll save it for the next one.
Yeah,
Alright, sounds
gotta
good.
save some good talk for the next video.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
definitely make sure later this week, check out our theory video that's going to come out. We have some very interesting thoughts on where this series is going to go. We'd love to hear what you thought about this episode. Did you think it was a filler episode? Would you give it a lower rating than some of the others? Please let us know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, so that way you never miss another one. And until next time, it was Agatha all along.